What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Strong Tower Podcast. Hope y'all are having fun being inside and quarantined and, just doing your thing. Whatever. Find a hobby, have some fun before you have to go back to work and make money. So this week we have a special guest. She's all the way from West Virginia. She was on the WVU dance team. And she's doing some big things in her life, and I got to sit and have a good chat with her. I haven't talked to her for a long time, and we probably never had a deep conversation like this. So here you go. It's my cousin, Sierra Davis. It's my foundation. It's my faith. It's my work ethic. It's my drive. It's everything that I've tried to build for myself that has made me who I am. I'll do what it takes to make you believe. So what have you been up to?
We're in the middle of quarantine, so
right.
Not too much. I just started back working because the restaurant businesses with outdoor seating are starting to open up, and my dad owns a restaurant back home in Bridgeport, so we've been doing some construction and cleaning. We open up on Monday, so that's been pretty much it, other than watching and binging Netflix.
Yeah, there you go. So, how is it in West Virginia? Like, how are they taking it, like, real serious, or are like people going crazy like everywhere else?
So, I think because of the location we're in, West Virginia, it's not. People are taking it serious, but it hasn't been as dramatic as everywhere else. And like right now, I live in Monongalia County, which is Morgantown with WVU.
Oh, okay.
They're hot still.
Right.
But honestly, I know there's only 3 cases at the hospital up here, and I think West Virginia is down to like 2.40% or something like that. So as long as we keep it above or below 3%, things can keep opening back up. So, but if you go anywhere, you still see people masked and gloved. So, what about up there?
Is it up there? Yeah, I guess so. Or over there.
Yeah.
I think it's like the same thing. In the county that I'm in, we only have 3 counties. So it's not really it's not too bad. Down south, further at the end of Delaware is worse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Why it got so bad. I know there's like a chicken manufacturer and like poultry farm and stuff like that, and they said like the chickens got it, which gave it to the people that work there and all that stuff. I don't know. But all of a sudden, like, we were getting close to a date where we were going to open and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, this county just shot up in cases and stuff, and deaths. But
yeah, there was a period in time that I didn't leave my house other than to go to the grocery store once a week for like 35 days.
Yeah, see, my schedule hasn't changed because I am essential personnel,
Mm-hmm.
I guess you call it. All I really do is security at a bank, and I guess that's
at a bank. So
yeah. But so I do that, and then I have my 2 days off a week, and I come home, do the same stuff. We don't really go out anywhere. We get our groceries delivered and all that good stuff. Yeah, and it makes everything easier, and I don't know, but I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I'm getting sick of it. I'm just tired of it. You know what I mean?
I had like a breakdown the first week, and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then as it progressed and went on, I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad, getting to take time for yourself finally, because you don't get to relax a lot. But now I'm like, okay, this can be over with anytime.
Oh yeah,
I just
definitely.
Want to go out to eat or literally do anything else other than this, or go to a sporting event.
Yeah. Are you normally like an outgoing person?
Yes, I am like never at my house.
Oh yeah.
So I am just now, I'm starting grad school next week, actually.
Oh, wow.
But between school and like working 2 jobs plus trying to have a social life, I would like come home to sleep. So it's definitely an adjustment.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. I mean, especially when you have that kind of personality where you just need to be around people.
Yeah. I hang out with a lot of, well, I mean, our family. I mean, our family
Oh,
is
yeah.
huge. So it's tough not even being able to see them every day or talk to them. We've had a couple of Zoom meetings, which have been interesting because it's like
Right,
30
right.
screaming at one another. But yeah, so it's been interesting.
What's going on? Just wanted to interrupt this podcast for a second and tell you about Onward. So at Strong Tower Nutrition, we're selling this brand, Run Everything Labs, and they have a product called Onward. So what this is a clean, energy boosting, immune supporting supplement that just helps you in your overall life. You know, if you're busy, if you're on the run or something and you need to, go from room to room because you really ain't going nowhere during this quarantine. But hey, you can still use some Onward. I'm just drinking it throughout the whole podcast. You wonder what I'm drinking? That bubblegum flavor Onward. That's what I'm drinking. So if you want to go to stnutrition.com and, type in the code RONA, you get 10% off. That's a good price. So go ahead and go to stnutrition.com and type in the promo code RONA, RONA, and you'll get 10% off. So let's get back to the podcast with Sierra Davis. You know what's crazy is like all the times at the reunions and stuff, because even my dad has said, like, growing up, like the posts and everyone else just kind of stayed separate. And I was like, I was thinking about us growing up, and like I was like, it was kind of the same thing. I was like, that's weird. Why is that? You know what I mean?
I know, we just kind of stick to our own posse or whatever you
Yeah.
would say. I mean, I know, like, I feel like I was always talking to your dad or like Alyssa and
Yeah.
your grandfather and stuff like that, or sometimes the Winfreys, but a lot of times we just like sit on the couch to ourselves.
Yeah, and you just kind of, because you guys are around each other most of the time, so like, you have stuff to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you think, well, I mean, if you haven't seen each other in so long, you should definitely have things to talk about or stuff to catch up on, but I guess you're just so used to being in that circle.
Yeah, that's true too.
Different.
Yeah. And what always turned me off is, like, people will call me my brother's name. They will call me John.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's like in the, we're in the era of Facebook and stuff. We're friends on Facebook and you still call me my brother's name.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think social media, would bring us, like, closer together. I mean, I haven't been there in years.
I was going to say, was the last time you were there when you proposed to your, well, now wife?
Yeah. I think so. I thought we were there, like the year after, but I guess not. I was trying to remember, but yeah, I think that was it. I don't know if I went back after. I think I did, actually. I think we went back, maybe we did go back the next year, because I have pictures, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember last time you were very standoffish because I guess you were, like, just got broken up with or something. I don't know. You seem very angry.
How many years ago was that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking like 2015, 2016 maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I was just in a bad mood. But it could have been it. I don't know. It could have been a boyfriend. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But
how is the fam doing?
fam's good. My brother lives in San Diego.
Yeah.
My sister still lives in Delaware. She's working, and my mom and dad are home, and I think my mom's just working from home. Grandparents are doing good. Yeah, I mean, all the same stuff. You know what I mean?
Um,
But
yeah, so do you guys call him John? Sorry, I always call him Jonathan.
yeah, it don't matter.
Okay. Yeah, so does he have a podcast as well? Or does
No,
he?
I've had him on mine a couple of times.
Oh, okay. And he skateboards,
Scooters, yeah.
scooters. Yes, I've seen the videos. I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, he's a tall, skinny guy, scooters.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I definitely remember him. I just knew he did some kind of extreme sport.
Yeah. I mean, he does more of the like he takes pictures of the guys and does video and stuff like that. I mean, he does a little scooter in here and there for himself, but I think more of it is more like the media aspect of it.
Yeah, that's super cool. I'm all about that.
I know I love different things that people do. Like I saw like how far you took dance and
Hmm.
stuff. I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like being on the WVU field, like
Yeah, it was awesome. It was worth every second. Hard work.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, and it was the same time that I had a couple friends from my high school that played for West Virginia.
Yes. So I don't know if you ever got to go to any games,
No, I
but
didn't.
your dad and Alyssa were there
Yeah, yeah.
and I was dancing. And they were literally sitting like three seats ahead of me, and they started standing up and waving their hands. And I started waving to them like, "Oh my gosh!" And when I talked to them after the game, they were like, "There was no way you knew that was us." And I was like, "No, you guys are right in front of me."
Yeah, that's funny.
That was super cool to see,
That's crazy. You
and
know,
it's
I
something I
tried.
wasn't
Yeah,
expecting.
I tried to propose to my wife in the middle of the field. I wanted to
At
get
what?
on the field. Yeah, at WU. Yeah, and I wanted to. You know how many people I called to try and get that to happen?
I
Like it was crazy. Yeah, and then finally I talked to someone. He was like, "Oh well, the doors are locked, but they're doing construction. If you want to just try and like sneak in there, go ahead." I was like, "Dude,
huh?
I'm not driving like 7 hours just to sneak in there."
Right. Oh, I would love to know who that person was.
Yeah, I don't know. It was someone in the athletic department.
Department.
Yeah.
I honestly think I probably know who it is,
Yeah,
but I don't want to say any names.
yeah, but I
Because
mean,
I
it
for
was
the athletic department over or the past year. So
yeah, and I mean that was probably more like my dream more so than hers. So I think it worked out for the best. We found a nice spot on Uncle Nelson's farm, and you know,
to be intimate.
yeah, and the sun was setting and stuff like that. So I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so talk more about like you growing up, and then also like where like how old were you when you got into dance and stuff?
So I started dancing when I was 2. So I mean, obviously, I wasn't competitive or so strict with it when I was that young. But my parents just kind of threw my sister and I into every sport. We were just really an athletic family, and I just always stuck with dance. And when I got to middle school, I could only choose one thing. Like I had to choose between soccer or dance, and I chose that. And then when I always went to the basketball games and watched the girls and just thought, wow, that would be so awesome. But I never actually made it a goal of mine. And then my sophomore year of high school, I quit, or I didn't quit. I just didn't re-audition for my high school dance team and just went to a studio and started taking classes. I took class, this is no joke, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then on Saturdays, I would have a conditioning or like half conditioning starting at like 8 a.m. to go to a practice probably till 4 p.m. And then I always had an hour private dance lesson on Sunday. So
Jeez.
for 3 years of my life, I dedicated almost 7 days a week to dance. And
Okay, so
in the
you were in it.
summer, yeah, it was, oh my gosh, it was my passion. I didn't care about anything else. And then in the summers of high school, I think you're in the summer for like 9 weeks before you go back to school. And I took 5 weeks of dance lessons at my studio at home, and then I would traveled for 2 or 3 separate weeks at conventions and camps around the country, and then took 1 week to prepare for school. So I'm very lucky that I had that opportunity to train, and that my parents, could give me that. So that is really special and something I'm super, super thankful for, because I don't think that I would have been able to be on the dance team without it, or meet the people and connections I did. So it was the best opportunity and experience ever.
So did you like completely hang it up, or?
Yeah, so when my dance career ended, I started getting into a workout called bar, and I became an instructor for there. So it's like on the ballet bar. So it's technically not dancing, but I would be using a lot of the muscles and strength that I learned from dance. And sometimes, I'll go online and see a class here and there and take that. But if I ever go to New York, there's a place called Broadway Dance Center, and I'll always pop in for a class there. So I'm definitely not dancing every day like I used to, but I'll dance at least 3 or 4 times a year, which is totally different, but I guess that's life.
Yeah. So what about like, are you still into like trying to keep shape and trying to stay in shape and stuff like that?
Yeah, so I just can't imagine not moving around.
Right.
Because it's something I've been used to my whole life. So I have been an instructor, but since the pandemic, my studio that I worked at obviously shut down temporarily. So I haven't been teaching at all, but I've been taking classes from a gym in Bridgeport. It's actually our cousin Daniel's wife's gym.
Yeah, I've seen them, yeah.
Main Street Fitness. So I've been taking some online classes called like Rumble, Penalty Box, Tabata, or some Zumba classes. So I try to do that a couple days a week during this pandemic. But before all of this started, I was probably hitting the gym 5 days a week. I had a personal trainer, and then 3 days a week. So yeah, and I know you're big into all of that stuff. And I was listening to some of your podcasts, and I heard you like sell supplements and stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of geared towards that now, because like all the training and stuff, I kind of got burnt out, I guess. I don't know. It was just like I didn't like people lying to me. I didn't like people. The big thing is for me is like I wanted it more than that person wanted it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just like they want to lose weight, and I want it so bad for them. I'm doing everything they can. I was up late at night. I was up early in the morning, and they would just like cancel on me last minute, or just not do what they're supposed to do. So I was just like,
that's taking up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
Makeup routines or workouts, and I don't think, or like even meal plans, I don't know what you did, but I don't think people understand the hard work that goes into something like that. Like you don't just show up with them at the gym and you're like, come up with it at the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what makes it a personal trainer, is because it's specifically for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm going over something specifically for that person, and like they just don't care. You know what I mean?
It has to be frustrating.
So I got into the more like business aspect of supplements, because I used to work at a supplement store and I loved it. I was like, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I want my own.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Opportunities, right?
Yeah. So what are you doing? Like, what are you? Are you like a waitress at your dad's place, or are you just helping out with him or something?
So I do a couple things.
Okay.
I manage once in a while, and then I also bartend as well, but I am also the social media manager, so I will run um, Instagram, Facebook, put out some dumpster fires here and there,
Yeah.
do damage control, work on the website once in a while, and then I just do some PR for them. If people need meetings, I'm usually the one to take it with them. And then I actually just got hired as another social media manager for another restaurant back in Clarksburg, which is where I'm originally from. So it's really cool that I'm handling two businesses right now just to get started, because I would like to make a career out of that eventually. So that's what I'm passionate about. So it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely. Is that what you went to school for?
I went to school for broadcast journalism, and I did a sports communication minor. So I actually, after I took a bunch of broadcast classes, I ended up becoming a teaching assistant for for the news station, WVU News. And instead of actually broadcasting, I was going behind the scenes and running those social media accounts and working with the producers at a couple local news stations around here, which then led me to a job with the athletic department, which was handling their social media and some of their clients. So I guess once I started actually working and getting the hands-on experience, that's when I shifted over to the behind the scenes social media kind of deal. So that's what I'll be going to graduate school for. It's called Integrated Marketing Communications. And you can literally emphasize in social media or like PR, strategic communication. So I have a couple marketing classes that I'll be starting out with.
Wow, that's cool.
Thank you.
And I love that in school, like they're incorporating, like they see the importance of social media, that they incorporate that.
It's taking over the world.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, I'm very grateful. WVU has an awesome just journalism program in general where it really hits every aspect that you need.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always thought I didn't know if I wanted to go to WVU just because I felt like everyone from my hometown went there, but
Right.
It was the best place for me to end up. So
That's awesome. Man, because I wanted to go there so bad, but then I was also not great at school, so that didn't work out for me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it did for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It was the best 4 years ever. I'm so sad it's over.
I know, it's crazy. Did you just graduate or?
I graduated last May. So
Last year, okay.
1 year ago. Yeah.
Ah.
So I've just kind of been chilling since then. I've been trying to save money to pay for grad school.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So how old are you now?
I am 23. I almost said 22.
23.
I just turned 23 in March.
Okay. So let's say, if you look back like 10 years from now or 10 years before, so when you're 13,
Okay.
so think around that age. Do you think like you would be in this position at this age, or do you think did you think then that you would be doing more or less?
I definitely think, that's hard to answer. I would say that I've always had big dreams or goals for myself. I definitely wouldn't have thought college would have gone the same way. I don't think that I saw dance in my future at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I would like where I'm at right now. Just my only difference, I feel like I would be living in a different city already. My plan is New York City, and that's been my dream since I was a little kid. So I feel like looking at 13, I would think that I would already be there. But if I'm looking at myself when I'm 33, looking at my 23-year-old self, and I'm hopefully somewhere else by then, I think that I would be content with where I am right now.
Right. That's
If
good.
that makes sense.
So when you said, what was it that you said about school? Like you didn't think you would be where you were for school?
Yeah, I didn't think that I would be. I'm not sure if I saw myself going to WVU,
Is that like a
but
good thing or a bad thing?
it's a good thing.
Okay.
I definitely could have tried harder in school.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's things that I've definitely kicked my ass for, but
Right.
kicked myself in the ass for. But I'm, I just think at 13 I would have thought that I was going to some like liberal arts college or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that, not some big university. But I definitely, now that I see my personality, like being outgoing, I think that I see myself more at a university rather than a liberal arts college. That it just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because that question, I didn't think that you were, I forgot that you were so young. So that, but I still think you have a good answer for it though.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like at any age, you can always visualize yourself in the future and be like, oh, I want to be this, this, and that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
At 13, I still want it. I remember in like sixth grade, I had to go in school and like pick what I wanted to be when I was older. And I do remember it always being in broadcast journalism. So I think that's really cool that my passion hasn't changed.
You're right, yeah.
And I'm also really lucky that I didn't have to change my major multiple times. But so that's cool for me to look back and think that I always wanted to do something like this. But of course, when I was 13, social media hadn't gone off and became this big thing at the time. So it's funny how we evolve into things.
Yeah. So, how did you get into this music video that I saw you in?
Brothers music video. Is
Who
that
was it?
the Davison Brothers music
I
video?
think that's what it was. You played like the girlfriend that caught your guy cheating or something.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is really funny. Well, my mom is friends with the lead singer of the band, but that's not even how I got the gig. I was back home. It was right before St. Patrick's Day. So it was like March 15th. And I was at home washing my car, like completely drenched in soap and water. And I get a text from one of my cousin's friends and was like, "Hey, I'm supposed to be in this music video later, but I don't have time. I'm still at work. Like, is there any way you can do it? You have to be there in like 2 hours." And I'm like, "No, that's okay, thanks." And I go home and I tell my mom, and my mom's like, "Oh my gosh, what do you mean you said no?" So I texted her back. I'm like, "Hey, I'll actually do this. Where do I have to go?" And I made my mom come with me because I was honestly really nervous and
Mm-hmm.
like, what am I supposed to expect when I go here? But that is just it. It was that day, spur of the moment. I just happened to be in town, and I I didn't. So since I was actually at home and not at school at my apartment, I didn't have any clothes at all except like the dirty car wash clothes I was wearing. So my mom and sister literally just handed me their whole closet, and we threw it in a laundry basket and just took off. And we're like, surely there's something I can
Oh
find to wear in
man.
here. Yeah, so it was funny. It was also freezing. It was probably like 30 degrees,
Mm.
and I was out there in a short sleeve shirt for hours. I mean, stood in that. It ended up being 2 days of shooting, and we stood in that barn for like 3 hours just replaying the scene over and over again. But it ended up being cool because I got to talk to those camera guys
Yeah.
that shot everything and just get to talk to them about what they did, how they got into it. But when the video was released, it was really funny. I had to get up for work. That was when I was working at the athletic department. And I don't know if you've been to the Coliseum where all the basketball games take place at
Nah.
WVU. Well, that's where my office was. So I'm just sitting in my office, not thinking anything of it. Didn't think it was a big deal. I think like all that happened was my mom texted me at like 6 a.m. and was like, hey, the video's out, super cool or whatever. Watched it one time, went to work, went on my day. I had so many people walking by my office, like coming in and being like, oh my gosh, I saw you in a music video, that I ended up shutting the door and turning off the light. Worked with my desktop screen, like.
Oh man, you froze.
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Did you miss what I just said?
No, I got most of it. No, but that's so cool. I thought you were gonna say that like you were so drenched and stuff, and then guys drove by and saw you drenched and were like, "Hey, be a part of my music video."
I probably would have not taken the gig if that was.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Yeah, but so it was funny.
That's cool. Are they like are they pretty big, like pretty famous?
So in West Virginia, I mean, they're huge. They have a huge fan base. Videos are going on to CMT and stuff like that. But they're actually not as big in America, but it's really funny because in Australia, they are like the number one band over there.
What?
So they had been touring in Australia forever because all of their albums and songs were number one. And I think that music video reached like number 3 on CMT from Australia or something like that.
Jeez. Why is that? Nobody in the band's from Australia?
What is it?
No one in the band's from Australia?
No, they are all from a little town in West Virginia. So
Dang.
I don't know how it blew up over there, but I mean, good for them. I'd take going and touring in Australia.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
That's crazy. That's a great experience to have, though. That's cool. Like, I want to move to Florida because I'm tired of all weather. Like, I just want it to be hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So moving to New York, I don't know about all that.
I know, but I feel like I could do it. The cold doesn't. Well, if it's snowing, I don't mind the cold. But when it's not snowing, I do. But I don't know. I think I can do it. If I have a parka and then some warm shoes on my feet.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be driving or anything, too, so.
But also be walking everywhere. So.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
I had to walk to class in a couple feet of snow, so I think I can do it.
Oh, man. What's your favorite part of New York?
Like city-wise or just?
Yeah, just like anything that you see, or like if you've seen like your favorite Broadway show or something like that. Something, I don't know.
Oh gosh, it's so hard to just sum it up. I think I love just watching, like just being in the streets, and I just feel like nobody really, they're just minding their own business there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, like everyone has a backstory, and I feel like so many people aren't actual New Yorkers, whereas like they weren't born there. And I just think it's so cool that there's this one place that so many people are striving for and working, like LA. Like I just feel like LA, New York, like people just work so hard and will work 3 or 4 jobs just to be able to make it through and try to make their dreams come true. And I just love that about New York, and also just their attitudes that like nobody cares. They're
Yeah.
just yeah. So, but I love Broadway. I love taking dance class there. I don't know. I just see myself there. I always have.
Yeah, I had a bad experience there, so I don't know.
Care to talk about it?
Um, well, it's not that bad. It's a like a funny like inside like kind of family joke. So we went on like this trip with my dad, my brother, my sister, my cousin, and my aunt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're on the subway, and keep in mind, all of us are wearing I Love New York shirts. That's my
You
dad's
guys
idea. Yeah, that was my dad's idea. And
can see that.
so I was always like the rebel. So they all had white ones, and I had a black one, and I turned it inside out because I didn't want to be, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But so we're on the subway, and you know how those doors close and like they don't open again. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And my dad hesitated a little while because he was like, "Oh, is this our stop?" And we're like, "I don't know. You tell us." You know, I don't know where I'm going. I'm a little like I was young at the time, and so he was like, "Yeah, I think it is." So they're all piling out, and then it's just me and my brother, and the doors start to close, and I'm trying to pull them open. I'm like, "Uh oh." So I was like banging on the door, and then finally my dad turned around, and I'm just like, and my dad's just yelling, and he's like, "Get off at the next stop! Get off at the next stop!" And then so yeah, so it took us all the way to Brooklyn, and there was a guy or a lady, I don't even remember, got off with us and stood with us at the next stop until my dad came back.
Wow.
It was wild.
That's so nice. Whoever waited with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. My my sister actually had a similar experience. We all went up there one time, and I definitely think she got left at a subway stop.
Yeah.
Like, we'll see you when we see you.
Yeah, we went on
Since
huh?
have you been to New York since, or is that just
No, I mean, I really don't have any desire um to go there cuz I don't like, especially New York City. I love the way it looks. I love observing the people. I don't like being in it.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Too
It's
many
fun?
people for me.
Yeah, I know. I feel like some people either love it or hate it, or most. Yeah, it's like one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, we went on a eighth grade trip one year, and we're we were walking along some side street, and I was just joking around with my friends. We were like playing around, and I tripped over this woman who I looked down, and I was like, "Oh, she's definitely a hooker." Like, so the joke the whole time was like, "Oh, Ben tripped over a hooker."
I mean, that's the thing. You can literally get anything
Yeah, you can.
there. It is super expensive, though. I
Yeah,
remember. I mean, everything is expensive, but I just went. I went not this New Year's Eve, but last New Year's Eve because my old college roommate lived there. So me and my best friend went up and stayed with her for the celebration, and we went to a bar, and she was like, we just got like 3 vodka tonics or something. It was $81
oh my
for
gosh.
3 drinks.
Mm.
So yeah, that's definitely a turn off. But I guess if you have the funds, it's fine.
Yeah, if you're making that money, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, so I definitely need to save up a little bit.
I know, cause they're like studio apartments are ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
It's like close to $1 million, I think, isn't it?
Uh, to buy,
To buy,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Hopefully, I could, if I do get there, I can find a rent controlled apartment.
right. or live just over in Jersey and just like commute over.
Yeah, true.
I think that's what most people do.
I don't think I would actually want to live there my whole life, but just get a couple years experience.
Oh yeah.
So you wanted to move to Orlando, right?
Yes.
I heard that from another podcast. So have you been there before?
Outside of Disney World, no. But me and my wife are such huge like Disney fans, and I love that. Plus, I love like just the weather and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just to find like a little place, like I have a buddy that lives there, and he was like, "Yo, it's expensive, blah blah blah." And I was looking it up. I was like, "It's pretty much the same as here."
Yeah.
You know, but other than that, I mean, I don't think it's too bad. Like in San Diego, where my brother lives.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, that's
Yeah,
probably.
I mean they have a house, but like 8 people live there.
Whew.
Yeah, it's somewhere close to that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't think I could do that.
yeah. He filmed someone. What was it? I forget whose house it was next to, but it was like it was like a $5 million, $6 million house, and they drained the pool so that guys can like scooter and skateboard and stuff. And he filmed it and stuff like that.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I was like, see, like the opportunities you get in certain places are so much different.
Oh yeah, so much of it is from location.
Yeah. I mean, you think about like, say you move to New York, right? Someone could like pick you up for some kind of role of something or to do something to make money just because of the way you look.
Right.
Maybe they like your look, you know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
you're not going to get seen in Delaware or West Virginia, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, none of that stuff is happening in either place.
Yeah.
Are you close to the beach in Delaware?
No. No, we're about 90 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
not too bad. Closer than I am to a beach.
That's true, but our beaches suck. Like me and my wife, we usually go to Jersey.
Mm.
Yeah,
How far away is that?
2 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad either.
Yeah,
For
I mean,
me, the beach is like 6 hours, and not even the beach I like. Like if I want to go to a beach I like, it has to be. It's like 9 hours or a
Yeah.
plane ride.
yeah, and the thing about it, I mean, it's a nice like little vacation and stuff, but the water is disgusting and like, you know what I mean? The people aren't nice, really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our last time in Wildwood, me and my wife, we got all dressed up to, I mean, we were walking on the boardwalk and we got all dressed up and stuff. And we're walking to our place to eat. And all of a sudden, this white girl that's walking towards me, gets her hair pulled by this black girl. She just whips her around and starts punching her.
Wow.
I'm like, and I just stood there like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like I wanted to break it up, right? But it's like, but nowadays you see like, if I saved the white girl, people are gonna be like, oh, he saved the white girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was kind of thinking of that. So I was like, stay away from it.
Yeah. Yeah, just better to walk away.
Yeah. But it's those kind of things. Like I'm just like, come on. Like people are trying to have a nice time. You got little kids on the boardwalk, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah.
That could happen anywhere, though. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true too. But you know, some places are just more likely to happen than others.
Yeah.
You know, but so what? Like coming out of school and then going to get to graduate school and stuff like that. What's motivating you? Is that like the end goal, or like do you have something deeper?
What's motivating me right now is probably that I want to get out of here.
Oh yeah.
I love West Virginia. I do. I just, I just have somewhere else I need to be. Like, I just know I'm not meant to live here my whole life.
Right.
So I think that's a really big motivator. But also, just, a lot of my friends, when they graduated, went straight into getting a job with what they graduated with,
Yeah.
and went straight to a news station or something like that. So I think I knew that I could get further in my career if I furthered my education. So that's what's motivating me. Luckily, I get to take, it's not like undergrad where I have to take electives for so many years and just that don't pertain to anything I'm interested in. So it's nice that I literally get to have a program where I handpick what I want to do. And some classes are literally just focused on marketing and just focused on social media or like audience approval. So it's nice that I get to actually take classes that motivate me to do better at my job.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. What was the other question I had? Oh yeah, what is something like I'm not gonna say like regret, like what's something that you failed at? Have you ever failed anything and just stopped it? You know what I mean?
I definitely have. It's not taking me a long time to answer because I haven't failed. I just have to think. Well, I don't really know what I would consider a failure. I try to make things like turn into a learning experience.
Right. Of course.
I would say that I failed in like the relationship aspect. Like, I probably haven't been as good of a friend as I could have been, or been there for somebody, or not admitted that I was wrong. Because I didn't want to let my guard down or something like that, and probably didn't apologize when I should have. That's definitely probably some failures of mine. I actually, my 4th year of college, I wasn't on dance team because I didn't make the team. So looking back though now, I don't know if I would call that a failure because, well, personally, I don't know if that actually had to do with my dance technique or just with someone having a problem with me, because it's weird to go into your 4th year and not make something.
Yeah.
But I would say that if that didn't, like, how, once again, trying to turn things into a learning experience, I would say that if that didn't happen to me, then I wouldn't have had so many internships that I got. So my senior year, I interned with Fox Sports and ESPN.
Wow.
And then I got my WVU News position, which then led me to WVU Athletics. So, looking back, when I thought that was the worst day of my life and that it wouldn't go on from there, I actually got to make lemonade out of lemons, and just, do some pretty cool stuff with what was given, the circumstances.
Right. I mean, and that's all you can really do from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, like, I always think things happen like that for a certain reason, to put you in certain positions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It takes a while sometimes to find that out, but yeah, I mean, and it wasn't a total loss. Those girls on the team, they're still my best friends. I still talk to them 3 or 4 times a week. So, I got 3 years of getting to like cheer on the team from a different aspect than other people did, but I also got a year of experience getting to capture like why people are cheering for that team and why they love who they love.
Right.
So.
So did you like boycott the games and stuff since you didn't make the team?
No, I tried to just handle myself very professional. I would go home and obviously not be in the best moods or have the best things to say, but I went to every game. I would still go on the football or basketball fields to um, make content video things. Like when I said I did Fox and ESPN. And I did some like fun dance things on the side. So I would say that even though it wasn't what I always wanted to do, it was what I knew I had to do and needed to do, because I wasn't going to let what happened to me ruin other experiences. Like I wasn't going to ruin my senior year because I couldn't be doing what I wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Are you doing your graduate at WVU too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's WVU IMC is technically what the program's called.
Okay. So you're still going to be in West Virginia for a while then?
Yeah, at least until my lease is up on my apartment.
Okay.
So I have until I think July of 2021, but I'm planning on not renewing or re-signing a lease in West Virginia after that. And even if it's not New York, just somewhere else where I can get a new experience or to get me to New York, So.
Right, because then that way you can legit sing "Take Me Home, Country Roads." Because then, you're singing it now, but you never left. So.
Right. I have to ask, when you ever come in to visit, do you sing that or listen to it on the way?
What kind of question is that? Of course. Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
We're obsessed with it.
Yeah. That is the best, I think one of the best parts of WVU if you're into athletics, because that's not every student's thing, but just after playing a game and just being there with everyone singing it, I just get emotional every time.
And it's almost like it's the one place where the channel doesn't, like, they don't turn the game off after the game's over, because they're going to show a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like almost like the one team that they do that for. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true. I just think when people watch WVU, I think wherever you are, you can just feel like a sense of home and just like fun. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason that's my college team is WVU, you know what I mean? Just because all you guys went there and stuff like that, and I can say I have family in West Virginia and all that kind of stuff, and it always seems like, I know pretty much the only place in West Virginia I've been to is Uncle Nelson's house, so that's not like a big picture of anything, but it just takes me back there, and it just feels like there's no worries and no care, you know what I mean?
It's pretty cool. I mean, as much as West Virginians complain about this place, I mean, nobody could ever talk crap about it. I mean, we're defending this until we die.
Right.
And we do love it. I mean, it's like we don't have a pro team anywhere. Like
of
WVU,
course, yeah.
I mean, we have Marshall, but like WVU, Marshall.
Yeah.
So.
But that's what I love about it too, is like you said, it is that sense of home, and you guys, like, even when you leave, you can talk shit about it and all that kind of stuff, but you still kind of want to go back home, and you still love it. Meanwhile, in Delaware, everyone talks shit and means it. No one loves anything about here. You know what I mean?
Oh,
there's nothing I would miss.
Another thing that I'm really proud to be from West Virginia, is that no matter where you go in the world, I swear you will find someone from West Virginia or WVU. I mean, I've never traveled out of state and not met someone with a flying WV on their shirt or on their hat or something.
Mm-hmm.
I studied abroad in Italy 1 year, going into my junior year of college. And I kept saying I was the only one from West Virginia there, and they're all from big places like LA, Colorado, Atlanta. And so, I mean, I was like, guys, I'm going to find someone from West Virginia here. And they're like, yeah, okay, whatever. And it never happened. I was there for like a month or two, and I was like, man, I can't believe that didn't happen. And a girl from New York was like, yeah, I told you so. And I walk into the airport, and I had West Virginia on my backpack, and someone stopped me and were like, hey, are you from, you go to WVU? We're from Mount Clair, which is literally 15 minutes from my hometown. And I just looked at the girl and I was like, what did I tell you? Like, you can't leave anywhere without seeing somebody from West Virginia. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there was one time when we were in Disney, and I had a Mountaineer shirt on, and we were walking around, and some guy, like, he was pretty far away from me. He was like, "Go Mountaineers!" And I was like, "Wait, is he talking to me?" And I just turned around. I was like, "Yeah."
Right, let's go.
You know, it's cool, man. I don't know. There's anything that you wanna input? Anything you wanna ask me?
Yeah. Okay. So wait, I didn't get to learn your age.
Oh, because it probably cut out when I said it. I'm 30. I just turned 30 in April.
Oh wow, dirty 30. Happy birthday.
Yes, I'm old.
So, and what did your wife do?
So she does like accounting stuff for like a construction company.
Oh, cool. So she's really good at math.
No.
Uh-oh. Me either.
Yeah, that's what tricks you. Like, it'll be funny. Like, she deals with like millions of dollars a day. You know what I mean? But then when we're out to dinner or something, and she's doing the math for the tip, I was like, just give me that. You know what I mean? Because she can't. It's not there.
That's funny. I was also really lucky in school with my major. It required one math class, and I was like, perfect, I'm in. I just hate everything about math.
Oh, I'm the same way. And everyone would say, "Oh, your dad's a math teacher." I'm like, so?
Right. Yeah.
What's that have to do with anything?
It's funny. Well, so, your dad still teaches, right?
Yeah, so he teaches. Yeah, he teaches media arts.
Okay, I knew that because.
Okay, yeah.
So does he have to teach that online right now?
I don't think so.
Are they still in school there?
I think they're doing the online stuff.
Oh.
But for him, it was like kind of like an extracurricular thing, so he doesn't have to do the online stuff. So
He's just chilling.
Kinda. I guess you would say that. I mean, he still goes out. He takes the dog out and stuff like that. I think he's planning a couple hikes in the summertime because he's big into hiking now.
When they came to a WVU game, they went and hiked Ravens Rock.
Yeah.
Rock, I believe. Yeah, he should hike Seneca Rocks. That's
I think he did.
Oh, really?
I think he might have, because that sounds familiar.
May have saw it on Facebook. I don't know.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
So what's your you say your end goal is to open a supplement store.
Yes.
So like when do you hope or like see it realistically happening?
I mean, I want it to happen a lot faster than I think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I have it, right now it's just online. So I'm trying to build that to a certain point. And then once I get that certain point that I want to get at, then I'll look into open a physical store.
Yeah.
Because right now it's about trying to build a clientele and a culture, and for people to see what I'm about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so candid on the podcast and stuff, and I'm trying to be like more open, so that people know like what kind of person I am. And then I promote my supplements on here and all that kind of stuff on social media. Like that's all I do.
Yeah. Good for you. Don't ever think because of your age that it's too late.
Oh,
Like
not at all.
his business, he didn't open it up until he was 40, and then at like 45 he quit his real job and just did that. So I mean, anything can happen. Just whatever you're passionate about.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I actually had this idea, like a year and a half ago, and I'm like, wow, it's been that long. But I've seen like how far it's come, and I'm like, it's come a long way in just that short amount of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows how far it's gonna get? You know what I mean? I have a lot of ideas.
You know, so literally
So
a year and a half now.
exactly, exactly. You know, that's why I tell myself every day. I'm a very positive person. So, but I'll have that day, one day a month, where I'm just very down on myself. It just hits me in the gut.
I
You
think,
know?
yeah, I think that's normal. We're all like that, I think. I am.
Yeah. So you're like a very like uplifting, like kind of positive person usually.
I try to be. I feel like I've always been like the positive one of the bunch. Like whether it was my friends, family, or a team, or like even with coworkers. Like I do feel like I try to keep everything positive, but even the most positive and uplifting people, they need to have their day.
Yeah, I mean sometimes it wears you out.
Yeah, and yeah, it's hard sometimes, but I think it's better to be that way.
Oh, it definitely is. And plus, those are the kind of people you want to be around. You don't want to be around someone that's negative all the time. I can't stand it.
You want people to motivate you, and
Right.
my biggest pet peeve is people who don't want to see other people succeed. So I am all
Mm-hmm.
about other people succeeding.
No, I'm the same way. I'm always trying to help other people in any way I can. You know, I'm not a really good teacher, but I do what I can.
Yeah. I mean, you may not think that. Other people may think. I think we're harder on ourselves and think worse of ourselves than it actually turns out to be.
Oh, I mean, I have a perfect example to that point. So for my 30th birthday, um, I mean, if you go to my dad's YouTube, he has a video on there. He did a video for me for my birthday, and like they had people like my wife got videos from people, and like my wife orchestrated it all. So she had our friends say something about me, and my family say something about me, and I'm just like, I didn't think people thought of me like that.
Yeah,
You
you
know what I
need
mean?
those words sometimes. That's such an awesome gift
Yeah.
from your dad and wife and really everybody who contributed. But I think people need that. And I don't think that it should take a video, somebody asking or like a video to do that. I mean,
Right.
I think we're all guilty of that. But I think maybe hopefully coming out of this quarantine and weird place that we're in the world right now, that people will realize that and really change their perspective when we finally get to leave our house from not being with the people that mean so much to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's like I'm not someone that needs to hear that kind of stuff. So I think people know that. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Like what about you? Or do you need that kind of like positive, what do they call it? Reinforcement or something? Positive feedback?
Yeah. I don't think I am. I mean, it's definitely good to hear, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I'm a pretty confident person. So if somebody's not going to tell me that, I think I'm just going to tell myself that. Not meaning that, not saying that in like an arrogant way. Like, I don't think everything I do is great, but you know, I feel like I have to be my biggest fan to get stuff done. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The older you get, you're probably going to get more hate than love when it comes to competing and getting into the workforce. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like when you get my age, you start to see like all your friends from high school start getting family, like having families and stuff like that, you know. They got their cute little white picket fence with the dog and the kid on the way, and you know, and I don't know. I have bigger things in plan for me than settling for something like that.
Yeah, so that's great, and we are actually more. See, when we go down Gwen Nelson's, we should talk more because we would realize that we're more alike.
Yeah, there you go.
Like if people want to get married and have kids, good for them. But like that's the thing. I just feel like we don't always have to do what society thinks. Like I'm going to get married and I'm going to decide if I want to have kids when I want to. But like right now, I'm going to take this time to be selfish and do what I want and get where I am, and then I can figure all that stuff out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So good for us for doing what we want.
Yeah, for real. I mean, to be honest, like I really got married like I met my wife out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like
friends or anything.
Huh?
So you guys like didn't have any mutual friends or anything?
Kind of. It was actually a girl I met at this party I had in junior year of high school. So then fast forward to when I was like 21. So I was out of high school for 2 years. And this girl like messaged me out of nowhere after I had just caught my girlfriend at the time cheating on me. And I was like, yo, I'm not going to worry about any girls. I'm just going to focus on myself and do what I got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just a couple of days after that, this girl messages me on Facebook. Hey, let's go hang out. Where did she take me to hang out? My future wife's house. So, yeah. So we always joke around like I was pretty much hand delivered to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it happened out of nowhere. Like it wasn't in my plans at all. Yeah.
I think that's a great story.
Yeah.
And yeah, like timing is everything. When you meet the person, when you know, you know.
I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I broke up with her a couple times, but
well, you eventually.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was after the second time I broke up with her. I was like, hey, like, I think I want to spend the rest of my life with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things where I didn't know what I had until I lost it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And sometimes things like that have to happen to figure it out.
Right. So just in case you ever get down on yourself or anything, like, just do you.
Thank you.
You know?
I will. I remember that.
Yeah, because and other people tell me their stories, I'm just like, that's pretty much kind of the same thing. Like, that person just pops out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or else they've been in your life forever and you just didn't know that they were for you, you know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's funny how life works out.
It is. I mean, I do a lot of that, like reminiscing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not that kind of thing where I like miss the past and like I want to live in the past. It's nothing like that. It's just like I like to see what I went through to get to where I am now.
Right.
You know, not so much like in my I don't know, it's hard to explain, but like mentally. You know, like mentally I'm so much more mature. I'm so much more deeper thinker. you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get it.
Yeah. But it was great having you on.
Thank you so much. It was so much fun. My first podcast down.
I know. There you go. It's a
But
lot. It's
yeah,
actually, to be honest, it's a lot harder this way.
do you mean quarantine
No,
or
like
being?
over the internet and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think like I didn't think so at first, but you do get kind of like this vibe when you're sitting across from someone, face to face. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would never think that, but you do. I don't know.
Right. Well, I hope this worked out. I hope I did a good job for you.
Yeah. Hey, maybe one year I'll just bring it to Uncle Nelson's and get all the posts on it. You know what I mean? That'll take up like a year.
Right. But thank you again for having me, and I hope that when this all ends, if we get to go to Uncle Nelson's anytime soon, that I will see you there.
I hope so too. You know?
Yeah, and tell everyone I said hi.
I will. You tell everyone we said hi too.
I will. Thank you. Wait. So was this live or will this play later?
Oh, this is gonna be no. I'll edit this and then it'll be on I release on Thursdays.
Okay, cool. I figured this would have to be edited, but I thought I would just check it.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, sometimes people want to see like the just regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, thank you so much again.
See you, Ben. Thanks.
All right, see you.
Hyperdrive.